Okay, off we go. Now, you particularly want to talk about the lesson plan sequence?
Yes, but I do have some questions popping up again now and then on my mind. But
Yeah.
it's regarding other assignments.
No, you go wherever you go. Off you go.
Okay. Okay. So should I start with the one we discussed yesterday?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes. So in regards to that one, the learning and teaching theory, I'm doing the assignment where we need to do the interactive teaching module.
Yeah.
540. So I was stuck with one of the things where we have to write the reflection. It says you need to write down your experience of creating the interactive teaching module and the inclusion of the Christian worldview.
Or any alternate worldview.
Okay.
So you can choose whatever worldview you want to. The point of that in the question is how I want students to be able to express how they're thinking about their teaching from their worldview.
Okay.
In other words, you're not saying, I'm teaching these students, I'm teaching this subject over here,
Mm-hmm.
and you're saying it's got nothing to do with your perspective. Of course it has. The way you teach it will reflect your personality and your faith position.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I challenge anybody to say they don't have any faith. They have a faith in something.
Yeah, true.
One philosophy or way of thinking they're bound to. So I don't mind whatever students choose.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. M, for that. So it's the first part of the question was creating. I have to write my reflection on creating interactive module. So it incorporates the lesson plan sequence and uploading the material on the Moodle and how it went in the class. Is it so?
You're talking about the interactive teaching module.
Yes, the reflection part.
Yeah, that's difficult because you're not actually. I think you might still be reading the top part.
No, no. You stopped me as you said. Yes, you just
only the bottom.
Yeah, the only.
And no, so you have to imagine how you think your students, be they grades 7, 10, 12, or whatever they are,
yes,
how you imagine those students would respond to the work you're doing.
Okay.
So, no, you've not done it and the students haven't done the work, but I would like you to reflect and think how you think the students would have responded.
Okay.
I mean, you can tell me, I hope, how you have responded in setting the interactive teaching module up, and now you tell me how you think the students will respond to what you've done. I mean, do you think they'll be engaged with the work that you've given them? Do you think they'll find it difficult? What do you think, and why?
Well, I think they will feel engaged because when you upload things on an online material, they have a chance of a self-study. And the deadlines mentioned on the teaching module, let's say I have given them an assignment and that needs to be completed by this date, let's say 5th of June. So this thing will pop up on their mind again and again that, okay, these are the activities that need to be completed. Because if I write this sentence, these are the part of their assessment and also mentioned in the marking rubric. So I think it will help them. And moreover, if I'll add activities such as like they have to make a trailer of the movie and they have to upload it on the Facebook page to promote the movie. So I think that yes, they will feel engaged. But yes, keeping in mind the different kids, and because all students are not same, for some it would be a burden because they will feel it as an added on responsibility to to their
Sure,
studies. Yeah,
sure.
because they might find a class, a drill, so they don't want to carry it to their homework. They just want to limit it everything to the class. So there
Sure.
will be
But,
mixed.
but don't forget that you haven't got to write a lot. I mean,
Okay.
a page or two will be ample. The most amount of work I want you to do is on the interactive teaching module.
Yes, yes. On that note, I would like to ask you another question because undoubtedly my focus was on the 2,500 words, and then I was thinking reflection would be too much for to include. And so these 2,500 words, does they include the most of the work on the module,
Yeah,
interactive
yeah,
module?
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So maybe 500 words on reflection, that's all.
okay, okay,
You could
okay,
write dot points if you wished, but just be very brief.
okay, okay.
The only thing is you've got to
Thank
do it. If you don't do it, that would be a pain. So you've got to do something. Um, and the most important thing is how have you reacted, and also think about how your students would react.
Yes. Yeah, I got it now. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. So can we get into the differentiated one now?
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay, very good. So
Thank you.
um, now the first thing I wanted to talk to you about was it says in that second paragraph on the notes, I suggest a discussion with your lecturer about ways around this.
Yes.
Because you're saying you haven't got a teacher you can consult with, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So what are your thoughts so far on where you might be going with this?
On lesson plan sequence?
Yeah.
Well, honestly speaking, I don't know because this is the word. This is a kind of assignment I have encountered first time in the life. So I want some
Okay.
direction.
Okay. Select an actual classroom learning environment. Now, if you can't, see, that's written for somebody who's on placement.
Yes.
So if you can't, then we're going to have to imagine.
Okay.
And it says a diverse student population. And the whole point of this subject is being able to create lesson plans that cater for a diverse classroom.
Yes.
For the development of a lesson plan sequence. Now, lesson plan sequence could be as, you see, I think you're overthinking this. I think that really what that's saying, when I read lesson plan sequence, I think, oh, I've got to do 5 lesson plans, one that follow another. And that's a lesson plan sequence. So,
Okay.
and I don't particularly mind what template you use. There are a couple on the EDU540 page. It's not, it says there, halfway down the page, use the lesson plan template from the professional experience manual and the lesson plan marking grid in the student handbook. Okay. But seriously, all that's saying, I think, is make sure you use a lesson plan template.
Okay.
And don't just make one up that you think will work. You know,
Okay.
use one that somebody has developed and you'll find them on Moodle. Okay?
Yeah.
So then it says on consultation, really should say in I don't know. How do you have on consultation? Anyway, identify 4 traits of diversity. Now, there's a thing you're going to have to research. Have you come across the 4 traits of diversity?
No,
Oh,
not yet.
well, you need to do some reading. Start with Moodle and then go from there onto the internet and read about the 4 traits of diversity. It's a term that you will find lots of people write about. It's a sort of convenient way of dividing up your typical classroom.
Okay.
It doesn't work always, but it's helpful. And because it's 4, then within your lesson plan, you're going to have 4 different approaches to the same material. So you're not just teaching to the center, you're teaching to 4 groups within the group.
Okay.
Gather documentary evidence such as diagnostic, professional reports, commercial. See, that's all impossible. And any anecdotal data of the children, different learning groups. Interpret this information to guide the group for subsequent lesson planning and strategies. Yeah. Select a topic from the relevant curriculum. Now, I don't mind what curriculum you choose. That is not important. You can use anything you've prepared earlier, and you're adapting it to this particular assignment. So year 7 to 12, stages 4 to 6, off you go. You know, choose.
Yeah.
You've got to specify the stage, specify the year, clearly demonstrate how each of the 5 groups, mainstream, plus the 4 of diversity, have been catered for. So I want to be able to see in your lesson plans evidence for how you have catered for each of those groups with the work that you're doing. The whole point of this exercise is to get you to, is to force you to differentiate your curriculum.
All right.
That's the point. So it doesn't matter what curriculum you choose to use as an example. The point is how well you've differentiated.
Okay.
And then it says, include strategies to support student well-being and safety. So that phrase, student well-being and safety, is a really high, important language in education at the moment, because government school systems are concerned that all kids have their well-being supported, that they are not discriminated against, they're not ignored, that they're all given every equal opportunity to flourish.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And in a safe environment.
Okay.
You've got to include an assessment strategy. In other words, explain your assessment strategy, how you're going to assess the kids. In terms of, well, I think I'll have an assessment at the front end before I start. I'll have this assessment in the middle and this assessment at the end. And
okay, so I need to
explain why.
Yes, the pre-assessment, the post-assessment, and the final one at the end of the. Okay.
Yeah. Lesson plan sequence will need to follow the lesson plan template. To create observable objectives. Now, you should be getting objectives straight out of the syllabus. So you quote those outcomes, formative, summative assessments. I know there's a lot of words in this question, but when it boils down to it, I don't think it's very much.
Yes, this is what the difficulty I come across in every assignment, because when you explain me, or even my other professor explains me, the things are really simple. And when I read something, that's why I was saying yesterday, is it possible to have one class in 1 month, in 4 weeks or 2 weeks, where we can come to the college and meet our professors, teachers, so they can explain us in, because there are too many questions, and sometimes on forum you end up like yesterday I did so, and I confused you rather than pushing you to solve my issues.
Well,
I confused you.
the reason for that was that I was trying to catch up a whole load of emails and
Yeah.
posts, and my
Yeah.
stupidity, well, the way I do it is I work down the pile of emails, so I'm doing the latest first and not the oldest.
Yeah, I
So
understand.
I'd already answered some of your questions, and I got to this next one, and I thought, "Wow, which one's that? What's she talking about?"
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was just an awkward circumstance, as me being off on leave last weekend, and I was trying to catch up. And also, frankly, um, I know this is a very interesting time of the semester, end of May,
Yes.
early June. Very interesting time
Yeah.
when the pressure is on, and you've got
Yes, the pressure
loads
is
of
on.
assignments. I
Yes.
know,
Yes.
and
I completely agree.
I wish I had been more proactive earlier on in the semester. But as it happens, I've had too many things competing for my time, and I haven't I haven't got to the students. Now, the ones who shouted most earlier
Yeah.
on, they've got the help. Now, those who've been busy and haven't been able to get to me, they've left it a bit later, so it's difficult. So
Yeah.
it's a learning process.
Yes, and learning, right.
I mean, and which semester are you in? You're in your first?
Yes, I'm in my first semester,
Well, there you
which is,
go. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be
yes,
too
I
hard.
have, I always, I don't know, it's my problem, and it's very much ingrained in me that I think too much about the assignments. Oh, if I'm doing right, or will I able be to do it right? Because when it comes to teaching, I don't want to, when I go for my placements, I just want myself to be fully equipped with, when I'm passing, because you as a teacher, you're an ideal to them. What I have, the resources inside me, will pass on to my students. So maybe I'm concerned about that part also. And moreover, like I always say, it's my new international exposure to education. So there are too many things on my mind that are making me overthink. I was telling my husband today itself, that after a completion of one assignment, I feel I have reached the dead end and I can't think anymore.
You are
But
overthinking. What you have
yes,
to do is get a highlighter, go through the document, and drill it down. What is the key word in that paragraph? What's the key word in that paragraph? What do I have to do?
yes,
And then once you've got that round your head, make sure, then do a cross check. Okay, now have I included that? Have I included that? Tick, 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 tick. Oh, I didn't include that. Um, so my father used to say, work from the known to the unknown. So
yes,
this assignment is about lesson plan sequence. Now
yes,
that's a lesson. You've taught lessons. You can do a
yeah,
lesson plan sequence. You can do a
yes,
lesson plan sequence with your head on your head, closed eyes. I'm sure you could do it. So it's not hard. The only issue on this particular assignment is to break it and make sure it's specifically addressing the different traits of diversity.
yes, I got it.
The rest
See,
is easy. And because you can't go and talk to a teacher, you're talking to me instead. It says talk to a teacher, well, you're talking to me. So you've talked to me and I've told you what I think you should do.
yes, yes, right.
So seriously, I think I would encourage you to spend your time not worrying about how am I doing the right thing. Make sure you're reading all the material that is relevant to this assignment on Moodle, and then whatever else you need to as well, and go wider. But the most important thing to get hold of is the 4 traits of diversity.
Yes.
You really got to get your
Yes.
head around that. Once you've got that,
Yes.
you will then find it plain sailing.
All right. Yes. So
Okay?
sorry. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Jim, so much. I have pushed you to
No,
organize a
no,
Zoom
not at
session.
all. It's what I'm here for, and I love doing it. And don't hesitate to, for any of your other subjects, don't hesitate to ask. We ought to have a Zoom on this one as well. You know,
Yes.
and if any of your lecturers are not giving you the support they need at this time, just drop me an email, not a post, an email, a little word in my ear, and say, what's going on?
Mhm.
And if that
Yeah.
lecturer happens to be me, make sure that I get the message.
Yes, with being a person student from an Asian background, I feel it would be rude that I come and tell you how can I ask those things.
No, it is not rude. It is not rude. You have to get over this. I know it's hard because it's in your blood, but
Yes,
you must
heart, soul, and brain.
look. You're paying for this degree. You need to get everything out of it. You really have
Yes,
to get everything out of this degree and don't hold back.
yeah, I understand.
Okay? I want to see you
Yes,
going across that stage, shaking the principal's hand, beaming on your face. That's my goal.
yeah,
Okay?
definitely. Yes, I will do that. Definitely.
Good. All right. Anyway, bye for tonight.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Jim, so much. That was really helpful. Thank you.
Bye
And
bye.
I'm sorry for any inconvenience.
No, you're not sorry. It's not an inconvenience. Stop it.